we're taping this at the University of Virginia today, and there was recently an incident there that in this string of bad things that have happened between law enforcement officers and African American young men. We still don't know exactly what happened in the case of the University of Virginia, how things got started, but it ended up with, fortunately, not no one dead, but someone brutalized in some manner. Not entirely clear whose fault it is. Let's say you're a professor at a university where this thing has happened. African American student comes into you and says, "You are an African American man and a mentor that I admire. I want you to come out with me right now. Join the march. Pick up the script. We've got to do something about this right this instant." What's your response to that young man?
Well, I think the first thing is to, support and validate his account of the events. I mean, there was a lot of suspicion, kind of knee-jerk suspicion about anybody who had a run-in with the police and so many of these events, whether it was the Trayvon incident or Eric Gardner, and Eric Gardner's example was on tape, right? Mike Brown was certainly, another issue. I mean, and even when you have kind of clear eyewitnesses or physical evidence, there's a kind of hermeneutic of suspicion directed toward young men of color. So the first thing I would do would be to tear that down and say, well, let me, hear your account, and this is, something that I think we should really pursue and think about. As far as, going with him to the public, or out in the street and kind of organizing, I think that's also extraordinarily important, kind of signs of solidarity, because it's less about, using the moment of protest to cast doubt on the police department as a whole, and much more about affirming the human rights of that young man and of all the people who feel similarly targeted.